the next option is the migrating your e-business suite application to Fusion Cloud. This transition is, will involve your existing data will be migrated along with the current applications to the Fusion Cloud. And if there is any specific customizations that you have done, we can move them to platform as service cloud, wherein we can integrate those specific customizations with the Fusion ERP. So we have a very defined roadmap, or we defined approach in terms of handling this migration. We can do an assessment, we can do an analysis of your existing objects and customizations that you have done. We can map it with the standard processes of Oracle Fusion, and then probably if there is any customizations that are extensions that are built in with the business suite that can be moved into PaaS platform, and then we can integrate that with the applications too, so that you don't lose any of those functions and features which you're using on your existing on-premise applications during this transition. Finally, we do the mapping and configurations of the Fusion applications, and then probably loading the data, build integrations with the extensions on the customization front, and do the testing and evaluation. Probably we will also do a rigorous training to make sure whatever functions and features that you are using on-premise is also available. On top of it, additional features come in specifically handling the cloud part of it. And this is quite recommended for customers who wants to adopt on a standard business process mostly. But from a customization perspective, they have to basically host all the customizations on the PaaS platform. Those are the pros and cons about this approach. But from an Aspire's perspective, we have done multiple engagements in migrating our on-premise application to cloud, where we have specific tools and accelerators like iEstate application. We've recently completed a migration for a real estate company which has got property leases, property sales, and so on. And those migrations, or those specific customizations, are migrated to the Oracle PaaS platform and integrated to the Fusion ERP application as well. So we have got the experience, and we have also have some tools and accelerators and reusable components which will help us to adopt our specific approach of migrating your on-premise applications to the cloud.
This all looks pretty easy, but don't you think that in the long run there could be a downside because you're moving all your data to Fusion Cloud on Oracle, and you might be limited in terms of the customizations. What's your opinion on that? I mean, can we have
See,
some?
Oracle Fusion ERP application is a very exhaustive application in terms of functionality, and any customizations of the customers who are done, because the current ERP application does not support it. So we
Okay.
can sit with them and understand the existing customizations that I have that can be mapped with the standard features of Oracle Fusion Cloud. And if we do not have an equivalent match of the functions and features, probably those unique customer specific unique customizations can be moved into a PaaS platform and integrated that and maintained well. So eventually you are actually moving entire Fusion Cloud to e-business cloud to the Fusion applications, and which is getting a lot of benefits in terms of various new approaches like AI, machine learning, blockchain. So all these are the latest technologies which you will reap out of this migration. And it's that you need to evaluate to reap out the specific functions in which the world is moving towards, and evaluate between your customizations, and as well as moving them onto the PaaS platform. So I strongly believe that the Fusion Cloud migration is the way for all the on-premise applications, because the application to be managed will be managed by Oracle, whereas the customers can look into their core business issues and operations efficiencies and productivities and so on.
Arshad, how about we've all been going through the pandemic, which is global. What do you think people who have been on Fusion Cloud and who were still using on-premise EBS, you think they would have had been able to have a smooth function just because they were operating on Fusion Cloud compared to people who were not on but on-premise EBS applications? It would have be they would have had faced roadblocks in smooth
Yeah,
operations.
absolutely. See, I mean, again, the cloud comes, that's the true differentiator of the cloud, right? The cloud can be accessed anywhere from any device, or, that's the whole idea behind having the cloud. With the cloud being used in many of the companies who are using cloud uh, have very less impact. I would not say there are impacts on there's no impact, but there are some very less impact because the employees will be able to access their specific information on any policy change and so on. All the vendors come through the portals. All the customers pay through the customer portals and so on. So having an application on the cloud, specifically during this pandemic, we understand from our customer base the impact is quite minimal compared to someone who is using on-premise application.
Yes, that sums it up very well. And especially as you said that anyone who's on the Fusion Cloud gets the latest technologies, where you don't have to spend apart from what you already spend on upgrades or doing migrations regularly, but you get these additional value adds of using AI,
Yeah.
RPA, ML,
So
the machine.
correct, exactly. The current good point, Veena. See, the customers who have migrated to Fusion Cloud, may not have to worry about upgrading the applications in the future, because every year Oracle brings a lot of enhancements, brings a lot of minor and major upgrades automatically done on their applications. So they are not charging for the specific upgrades, right? This all managed, or this all will be managed by Oracle within the licenses that's one within one fee. They will be able to get all the specific enhancements of Oracle in various releases. Okay, that's one advantage situation for customers, because if they are continue to use on-premise application, they will be seeing lot of upgrades, and there will be lot of time and energy being consumed in terms of upgrading it from hardware, from testing, and from maintenance and so on. So here, when it comes to Fusion, all these are handled within by Oracle.